Hey, I don't know about y'all, but I suck at lying. Like, I am not a liar. So if you want to talk to me, you gonna get the truth. And when I say you gonna get the truth, I mean you gonna get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me Jesus. And let me tell you why. My ex-husband and my baby daddy literally scarred me. When I tell you these men scarred me, they scarred me because they would lie so much. They lied so much that I started to question my own sanity. Like, how could I not believe this? If they're saying it with their whole chest, how could I not believe it? Is there something wrong with me? Am I seeing something that is not there? Am I hearing something that is not there? Why do I not put these puzzle pieces together? Because I'm a puzzle. I'll be putting puzzles together. You know what I mean? But anyways, let me give y'all a short little story of something that my baby daddy lied about when I was like, bro, I know you lying, but let me tell y'all how long this lie was drawn out. Working, whatever, whatever. That's important. So just remember that part. He told me he was from Louisiana, and when he told me he was from Louisiana, why would I question that? Why would I think you're lying about that? He told me a whole bunch of other stuff, but we're going to skip all that because that's not the important part of this story. And if I get into the other stuff, I'm going to wind up breaking it down into so many different stories, so I'm going to forget my point. So let's skip that. So I'm under the impression this man is from Louisiana because he told me he's from Louisiana. And I had no reason to lie about the fact that I'm from Wichita, Kansas, and we met in Wichita, Kansas, and I could show you my actual family in Wichita, Kansas. So what do I need to lie for, right? I digress. So when he moves in with me, yeah, we met in 2019. He moves in 2019. Not too much, not too much. When he moves in with me, I'm doing hair for this college student, and she's not from Wichita. She's from Louisiana. So she's talking about her city and where she's from. I'm like, oh, my baby daddy's from Louisiana. And he just so happened to walk in the house. And she's like, oh, yeah, what part are you from? He tells her what part he's from. I'm not from Louisiana, so I can't get into all that. I don't remember what part he said. And she said, oh, well, you don't talk like you're from there. And she just kept talking, and she kept talking to him. And then she's like, oh, yeah, no, you're not from my city. Because if you was from my city, then blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh, no, that's not the part I'm from. I'm from this part. So she had said she was from a certain part after he said he was from that part. She's like, yeah, there's no way you're from my city because the way you talk, and you don't even know these landmarks. So no, you're not. He starts to get irritated, and he's like, no, my mama's from that part. I'm from this part. And so that already showed me that he wasn't from Louisiana, but I digress, right? I digress. Let's fast forward to when he needs his social security card and his birth certificate. This man did not have an ID, a social security, or an ID or a social security card or a birth certificate the whole time that we were together, and he always had an excuse. Either it was because his ex ripped it up when she found out he was with me, or his mama won't give him another one, or this. And I'm like, dude, you in your 20s and you got to depend on somebody else to give you your ID, social, and your birth certificate. Why don't you just go up to the social security office, get it yourself? Why don't you just apply for a birth certificate online, get it yourself? But he couldn't do none of this stuff by himself. He could halfway even read, right? So I do it for him. And so I'm on the phone with the WIC office, Women, Infant, and Children, because I'm asking them, hey, can you help me get this birth certificate paperwork? Because they know what websites are real for that type of stuff, right? I know the Kansas one because I'm from Kansas, but I didn't know the Louisiana one. So I called them and I'm like, hey, and they said, okay, well, what state is he from? I said, Louisiana. And they said, what city in Louisiana? And I'm looking at him like, what city in Louisiana are you from? And then he's like, just get the effing. I said, okay, but I'm just letting you know right now, if you don't tell me what city in Louisiana that you're from, I don't know for sure if I'm getting the correct one. So can you let me know where? He wouldn't tell me. He said, just get the one for Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. I said, okay, cool. And then I know that he has family in Texas. So I said, can y'all give me the Texas one and the Louisiana one? He looked at me like I was crazy and said, I only need the Louisiana one. And I was like, okay, you only need the Louisiana one. Got it. Cool. So I asked for the Louisiana and the Texas one because I didn't trust him. I had a lot of reasons not to trust him. He was abusive. He was crazy, all this other stuff. But I digress. We're not getting into that right now. When the birth certificate, not the birth certificate, when the paper comes in the mail, it asks what city and state were you born in. So I said, what city were you born in? He's like, I don't got to tell you the city. Sir, you do, because if you want me to get this birth certificate for you, I need to know what city and state you were born in. So can you tell me? He wouldn't tell me. Y'all had to call this grown man's mama and ask her what city and state was he born in. You know, this woman had the nerve to say Wichita Falls, Texas. I said, I've been with him for 2 years. He's been telling me he was from Louisiana this whole time. She said, no. I'm from Louisiana. I was born and raised in Louisiana. Then my family moved to Wichita Falls, Texas. Then I moved to Wichita, Kansas. She said he is not from Louisiana. He's never even been to Louisiana. I was like, he's told me so many stories about his grandma in Louisiana, blah, blah, blah. She said, no. My mama grew up in Louisiana. My mama's told him stories, but he's never been to Louisiana. I was like, oh, got it. So he lied to me about that. Cool. When you lie, you have to follow your lies up with other lies. So then when it came time for him to get a birth certificate, do you know he beat me? Because I called his mom and asked her what city and state he was from. But the whole point of that was he never really wanted a birth certificate. He wanted me to waste my $37. Yeah. To send the birth certificate paperwork to Louisiana just for them to send me back my paperwork and tell me that he's not from Louisiana. He wanted me to waste my time. Rather than him just telling me from the beginning, I'm from Wichita Falls, Texas, but I don't want a birth certificate because I don't want to work. He could have easily just said that. That's the type of lies I used to deal with. And his lies would stretch for years. I would find out stuff years later that he told me when we first started dating that was not true. I ain't got time to lie. I'm honest because I can't keep up with lies. Because I'm always trying to make it make sense. And if I lie to you and it doesn't make sense, I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to forget the lie I told you because it doesn't even make sense. I can't lie. And for the people who can lie, that is a literal art. That is a craft and you should get paid for it. Because people like me would never.